Hey everyone, welcome to DKFC. We're talking Euros 2016. I'm Sports Ambassador Wade McElwain. Joining me, DK writer Jamie Hinks, Edo Del Monte, Tyrone Atkins. DraftKings, 8-man roster, $50,000 budget. What you got to do is put together a goalie, defenders, midfielders, forwards, and utility player. You got a $50,000 budget. Who do you put together, especially for Saturday games? That's what we're talking about. I'm going to ask these guys, who is on your roster for Saturday? Big game. Start with Jamie. Who's your goalie? Who do you got in goal?
Goalkeeper, one of the only Crystal Palace players left in the tournament, Wayne Hennessy. 5,600. He's the most expensive guy this Saturday, but he's the one who's going to get you the win and the clean sheet. I don't think his ownership's going to be that high just because his price is so high. It's weird seeing him this high. But yeah, Northern Ireland don't attack. So there's no chance you'll get any saves, but you'll get the win and the clean sheet, and that kind of starts you off. He might get a foul drawn, maybe. So you might get 11 points. But yeah, I think he's a solid pick.
I'm a big fan of Hennessy, especially mixed with Coke. Edo, what are we thinking about for you? Who you got your goalie?
Jan Sommer. It's not summer in the UK, but it'll be summer in France. And yeah, it's because I'm not a big believer in Poland. I mean, I think they'll create chances and he'll get saves out of them. I'm not sure they have the accuracy yet, all that sort of clinical finishing to actually get past him. So at 5,000, he's what, 600 cheaper than Hennessy, which I would never have thought in my life would ever be the situation. But when I saw that today, I was like, oh, good. Yeah, I like him at 5,000. I think it's worth it. I think you'll get points for saves either way.
Tyrone, who's in your net?
McGovern.
All right.
Hey, McGovern.
McGovern. I can't do the accent, you know. I don't want to offend anyone. But he's 4.8. He's a lot cheaper than the guys you picked. And he's going to have some saves.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to have some saves. And I'm not that confident Wales are going to score too many goals. I've got this game down as a sort of 1-1. I've got it down as a narrow win. So McGovern, yeah, the heroics against Germany, I think he can pull that over into this game, and he's going to have to. But I think he's going to get us some points here, and he's the cheapest goalkeeper on the offer as well.
All right, well, with DraftKings, you also need 2 defenders. Who are the 2 defenders you're going to put on your team? Are you going to choose someone from Portugal? Huh? Their defense? Jamie, who you got your defenders?
I've gone for Ricardo Rodriguez, 5,900, basically because I couldn't justify spending out on Cerner this time. He's so good on DraftKings, but he's 6,800, which is almost 7,000 for his defender, which is just unthinkable. Rodriguez has the joint highest amount of tackles in the group stage, which is this level with Cerner as well. Takes set pieces, does a similar sort of role to Cerner, just bombs forward the whole time. I just think people were a little bit worried about his defensive qualities before the tournament, but I think he's really shown that he can defend. Then I've gone alongside him, I've gone for Ivan Strinic because I couldn't have Cerner, so I've gone for Strinic instead. He gives them sort of a certain level of balance. He's not as effective, but at this price, 3,800 is so cheap when you can. The Cerner's almost double the price, so yeah, go for those 2.
How about you, Tyrone? Who do we have for the defenders? You save some money?
Yeah, I've saved some money as I do. Strinic, this is for the 3rd time in a row I picked him. Third chance of picking him I have. Same reason. He's no Cerner, but he's very serviceable, does a very good job, and he is a lot cheaper. He's 3.8 thousand, and he's playing for a team that I believe will be the winning team on the day as well. So Strinic is one. And yeah, money, budget, as usual when I'm going for picking my defences, but I've gone for Giroud of Switzerland. He's only 3.3. He's not going to be a major points getter, but yeah, he's had quite a good tournament, actually, Giroud. The Swiss defence they've played rather well. They're all very familiar with each other. They've been playing together for years and years now. But this is purely a budget option. 3.3, yeah, I've gone for Jan Giroud.
All right, Ed, how about yourself? Who do we have on defense?
Ivan Strinic.
All right.
Hey. Yeah, I've also picked him before. I'm a fan, and he's a good player at Napoli. The only problem is Fauzi Gulam is ahead of him, but when he has played there, he's actually been pretty good. And for Croatia too, I mean, he's keeping Sime Versalico out, and that's incredible because Versalico is one of Serie A's best fullbacks. If Versalico plays, by the way, check that at the last minute, of course, he's 3,900. I'll be doing that, and either way, they're good picks. At the other end, Vieirinha of Portugal, another regular pick, another guy like his price has gone up gradually as DraftKings has caught up with his good performances, 5,100. But I do think you'll get those crosses in this game. He may not be accurate, he may not be exceptional, but he's a talented player at that position, so I like him there.
All right, nice. Now we get into the midfield. Now the interesting thing about the Saturday matches is you have Portugal and Wales both playing, which means you've got 2 big forwards. So did anyone go for those and see if they saved and went for their midfielders. Jamie, let's go with your midfield. Who do you spend your money on?
Aaron Ramsey, 8,400. Yeah, I saw a team at the tournament the other day, and he's the second highest scoring midfielder on DraftKings out of the whole tournament. He always scores points for Bale in the team. He has the joint most assists with 2. He scored a goal. I don't think anyone was expecting him to be this good because he's, 1, been reasonably average for Arsenal this season, and 2, dyed his hair a horrible colour. Also, I don't think his ownership's going to be that high because there's the Perisic's, the Rakitich's, and all of these guys in the midfield. Like even Quaresma, if he plays, will be a higher owned than Ramsey, I think, just because people think, oh wow, 8,400. Like I'm not getting him. I'll just get Bale and just be done with it. And then alongside him, I've gone for Oliver Norwood, 4,900 of Northern Ireland. I've picked him every single time they've played. He's another one who tackles a lot, takes all their set pieces. If Northern Ireland are going to sneak a goal, it will be from a set piece. They showed that both their goals basically came from really good wing playing against Ukraine, and they were unlucky not to get one against Poland in that same way. And Norwood's only 4,900, so it saves you money for the big guys up top.
Big guys up top indeed. Edo, who's in your midfield? How'd you save some money?
Well, Marcelo Brozovic at 5,500 is criminally underpriced, simply because he's had 10 points in each of his games, at least 10 points. And he's been really good, and yeah, played out of position in his first game and still got an assist, if I'm not mistaken, but played on the wing and had a good time. He's been very consistent for Croatia. If only he was this consistent at Inter. He's a very promising player. I mean, Arsenal and Chelsea really love him, and yeah, I think he'll have a good game against Portugal. I think Portugal's midfield could be in a spot of bother here because João Moutinho is not the same player he was, and he's not the orchestrator we once knew. So, you know, João Mario and Andre Gomes have played wide on the wings against teams that have defended against them. Time tonight, fight Croatia in the middle. That could be very difficult. Ivan Perisic is my other choice at nearly 8,000 because he's been one of the players of the tournament, and I can't drop him now. And running at that Portugal defence, I think he's going to have a good time, I think, because honestly, yeah, I'm not impressed by Portugal at all. So, yeah.
How about you, Tyrone? Midfielders, where did you get some value?
Rakitic. I've gone for Rakitic again, 6.4 thousand. He's been playing very, very well. He hasn't been stealing the highlights the same way Persic has, but still been doing a great job and had a very good game against Czech Republic. Wasn't overall against Spain, and I think 6.4 thousand, very, very affordable. Next to him, yeah, I had to save some money, so I've gone for what they call the Welsh Pirlo. I've gone for Joe Allen.
You didn't even seem sure about that yourself. You're like, the Welsh Pirlo?
Yeah.
I knew you were going that. I
Welsh
love that.
Pirlo, my friend. He is called that in an ironic way.
No.
What?
He is that.
He is that?
He
Come
is
on.
that.
He's only 4.6 thousand. He's going to play. He looks good these days, though.
God, that's amazing.
Because, you know, I think Joe Allen is one of the most overpriced purchases in Premier League history when Rodgers took him to Liverpool from Swansea. Hasn't really done brilliantly. Seems to have played relatively quite well in the Klopp towards the end of last season because he grew his hair and a beard. Looks cool.
Yeah.
There you go. And like Ramsey, I think the look has it. Sometimes you got to go for it. I wanted to pick Ramsey. I picked him the other night. He helped me win our little group on Monday night. He was phenomenal. He looks like an absolute world beater. Can't afford him for obvious reasons we'll get to. So I've got for Rakitic, who is a world-class player. And I've got for Joe Allen, who's been playing very, very well. And I have to say, DraftKings fans, 4.6 thousand, very affordable still. I would certainly consider getting him if you want to save some money.
All right, saving money is key on DraftKings. A lot of times you got to spend money on the big value players. We're going to talk forwards, and there's 2 big value players in the forwards. So who has Bale, who has Ronaldo? Let's start. Edo, who do you have in your forwards?
Bale! Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, Christian Bale, because I trust him against...
What, Batman? You got Batman in it. Hang on.
I'm the worst.
I didn't know Batman.
Whenever I say I'm leaving as well, I say I'm going to Gareth. It's like, I'm Garething, I'm out of here. I'm an awful human being. But
They are related, though, apparently. They are distant relatives. Gareth Bale and Chris
Is that for
Bale,
real?
Yeah, they are. They're
like
relatives.
distant.
Yeah, not distant, but they're both Welsh and, yeah.
So they are related.
They're called
There's only 3 family trees. I'm not going to say that.
Wales, the Smiths and the Williams.
No, actually, Google it, guys. It is a fact. They are related. That's
amazing.
There was also related to a bale of hay as well, going by the logic.
You mock me, but we'll Google this and you'll see I'm correct. Anyway, sorry.
No. Yeah, I really trust him against Northern Ireland for the reasons we've spoken about already. And yeah, I do. So we made a comparison with Ronaldo earlier, which is quite interesting because, yes, they are both as important to their teams. But I think Ronaldo plays more for himself than Bale does. I think Ronaldo, even in those games, like, do you remember the game, their first game? It was basically, Ronaldo gets the ball, Ronaldo shoots. It was maddening because I picked him, and it was gun in mouth time basically. At least Bale is trying to go 1-2. He's trying to do a few things. I think it's England, the only player who was dangerous, because Ramsey, I didn't see a heck of a lot of him in that one. Even though I love Ramsey as a pick, incidentally, and I really wish I had the money for him at the end. So I really like Bale at 11,100, and then there's Admir Mehmedi of Switzerland, just because 6,500 cheap. And yeah, why not score a goal against Poland? Because I didn't like Poland's defence against the Ukraine. And I think if Yarmolenko can nearly score against them, I think Mehmedi can too. And he's a bit cheaper.
All right, Tyrone, how about your forwards? What do you got?
I'm going for Cristiano Ronaldo because I'm not an idiot. He's put it this way, right? That game, the match the other night against Hungary on the Wednesday night, I had a very terrible points haul that night. I think I only got about 54 points. Ronaldo got 41 of those points. No, it was terrible. I had a good night the night before. That night I had a shocker. Ronaldo, he's you can't not pick him, and I'm sure you will come off the hour anyway. You sneaky devil! I've been watching you on the app, but yeah, you got to go with Ronaldo. You just don't know what you can do. I don't think Portugal will win against Croatia, but he's going to get off 10 shots. He's going to get crosses. He's going to have attempts. He's going to be involved in everything that's good and bad for Portugal. He will get around 20 points still at minimum. Next year, I've gone for Gareth Bale. I've really gone large on this. It's a very, very expensive forward lineup because the reasons you explained, Gareth Bale is phenomenal. I think Gareth Bale will have a good night against Northern Ireland. I think he will be involved in everything good they've got. He is the Welsh Ronaldo, and I don't mean that in any cocky sense. He's not that far behind him. I think he's incredible. So those are my strikers. Surely I've got to have a good day. Surely.
All right, Jamie, how about your strikers? Which one? Who did you choose? Where'd you go?
I've gone Gareth Bale, 11,100. This pained me massively not to pick Ronaldo, but I just think value-wise, you're not getting anywhere near as much value out of Ronaldo this time as you are out of Bale. For Ronaldo to be value, you probably need him to be getting 25 to 30 points at that price, and I don't think he's going to do it against Croatia. I just think the shots are all going to be off target again. It's going to be the same as the first two games. You'll still get like 15 points from him because he's, as Edo said, he's just out for himself. Like he's the archetypal person like that. Like I think he was more. I think he scored the goal, loved his celebration, and he was probably more annoyed that Nani jumped on top of him after the first goal. He was like,
Yes.
You're taking away some limelight. Get off me.
Should have picked him up and thrown him in the water like that microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bale was just against Norway. He's the only other player in the tournament who's averaging more than 5 shots than Ronaldo. He's the only other one where you can be like, I'll get at least 10 points off him from shooting. But instead of them all being off target, they're all usually on target from Bale because he's not as selfish. Alongside him, I've gone for Nikola Kalinic, 6,200. He had a really good game against Spain. Had a goal and an assist. Mandzukic might be injured, which may mean that Kalinic gets in there. If Kalinic doesn't play, I don't really know what I'm going to do because he was the only one at that price that I could find, so I'm going to have a massive reshuffle. But for now...
Get Ronaldo in.
Yeah, and somehow get Ronaldo. Ronaldo will be in one of my lineups. It just may not be this one.
Right.
All right, well, everyone, you have a utility player to round out your 8-man roster. Who do these guys have as utility player? I'm going to ask them why and a reason why. So let's go. Who's your utility?
James Chester, 3,900. There's no player in the whole tournament who has a better combination of interceptions and tackles than James Chester. Ooh. And he's only 3,900.
Who's James Chester?
Centre back for Wales.
No.
West Brom's finest. Another West Brom defender.
West Brom.
Snuck in.
Tyrone, who's your utility?
Yeah, I only had 3,300 left, so I had to go for a defender as well. I've gone for Koluka of Croatia. Because he's got that funny little hat. Yeah, he hit his head against the Czech Republic, and now he's wearing, it looks like a little girl's swimming cap, bathing cap. It's really weird looking. I want him to wear it again. It's the highlight of the tournament for me.
It's nice. Low bar. What do you need?
He looks like a water polo player.
Yeah, it's just a water polo hat, isn't it?
Yeah, but it does look undersized.
No, it does. Oh, yeah.
Over, and it's like, surely you earn a couple of quid, mate. You know, you're not skint. You're a professional footballer.
Get one of those Peter Check ones.
If all the things we've been hearing about the Croatian Federation are true,
I haven't heard anything.
What I've heard is from Slaven Bilic, basically, and a few articles.
Oh, really?
Well, fans believe, there's a lot of belief that the Federation is extremely corrupt and siphoning off.
Oh, I've heard
that explains everything about the child's bathing cap.
There you go.
That's where they've been skimping.
Edo, who's your utility player?
Blerim Zemaili of Switzerland because he shoots, and this is at 5,000, so I may have made a worse pick than both of you, and I spent twice the money. Zemaili in Italy, always a shooting option. Switzerland, taking 7 shots already this tournament. I like the way he positions himself, and this team may run out of options on the wing, so they may actually funnel it through, and Zemaili does have a heck of a shot on him. If Kalinic starts, incidentally, he's starting for my team as well. He's around the Mimedi price range, if I'm not mistaken. It's
Yeah, 6,200.
Oh, he's even cheaper. Oh, yeah, so think about it. Oh.
Well, those are the picks. Those are the lineups, guys. If you want to make your own lineups, you go to DraftKings.co.uk. We're the home of the Euros. We make the Euros even better. Edo's frantically changing his lineups, and that's what you do right at the very end. You can change your lineups right to the very end. You can win big during the Euros. DraftKings and Euros, welcome to the big time.